Hello all you beautiful enlightened people, welcome to my channel. My name is Joana Leão, I am a Karmic astrology and my mission is to help people know themselves through the ancient language of astrology and hopefully lead them to a happier and more enlightened existence with their soul's mission. Today's video is about Taurus, the second constellation in our ecliptic around the Earth, the second constellation, the second sign of the zodiac. By being the first Earth sign and the first sign that is in contact with, that teaches about femininity and the feminine principle, it leads us to understand our values, that ultimately leads us to define our territory and therefore what we know as boundaries. Boundaries should not be perceived as offense. We sometimes in today's society think of boundaries as offense, as something that we push people away, like saying that, oh, I really don't like chocolate cake, so please let me not have that one, I'll take the vanilla one instead. And people get offended with this. We should not be offended at other people's boundaries and other people's choices. Defining your boundaries is the first step to defining yourself. In defining yourself in this way, you reach the confidence enough to recreate your self-esteem throughout your life. That is the purpose of Taurus. If you think of a child, it's our first contact with the fact that we have things around us and our senses propel us to go after those things, to see them, to feel them, to touch them, to taste them, to hear them, to smell them, right? It's our senses that bring us close to the material existence of our lives, not just our bodies, but even the things that we have around us, therefore leading us to our values and the things that we want to pursue. But mostly Taurus teaches about how it is to exist in pleasure. That is the point of our material existence, to be in pleasure. Now, defining pleasure in the sense of Taurus is basically this thing. It's just being present within your five senses all at once. There is a little exercise that I actually do in psychology to make you be more present, and it's a trick to deal with anxiety, for instance. If you just sit and you can, I think it's like you can see three things, hear two things, and smell one thing, something like that. But if you just actually sit for a moment and try to see, hear, smell, sense, and taste something, that is just simply being present in your senses right now. That is the concept of serenity that Taurus leads you towards, that pleasure that he's trying to teach you. That pleasure ultimately leads to that serenity, which is basically the constant of life. You learn about Taurus just by gazing at nature. You look at a tree and there is no such thing as effort. There is no effort in drinking water. There is no effort in grasping the rays of sunshine or having materials or like spreading the nutrients in the mycelium under the earth, correct? So that sense of serenity is the sense of material existence. That's how we should be leading our lives. Less about anxiety, and more about being aware of the present moment. Yes, it's very cliche for me to saying this now and keep on repeating the conversation of, yes, get away from anxiety and all that. Just come to this concept of living in pleasure is just simply being present in our five senses, and that is it. It's simply that. It's so easy as that. Because ultimately, whether you want to, and this is one of the greatest tricks for the law of attraction that actually people don't perceive that much, but it's actually how it happens. Whether you want something or you don't want something, ultimately what you want is not necessarily the thing itself, it's the emotions that you're going to get from it. So in order to actually obtain A or B, all you have to do is get yourself in the sense of complete and present pleasure, the sense of inner serenity. So a quick exercise that you can do, whether you want something to go for it or not, is just close your eyes and envision yourself not getting it. Envision the worst scenario possible. See the worst outcomes, all the crazy, terrible ramifications that your wishes have. Feel all those emotions, and then after you go through that wave of emotion, just come into contact with that inner feeling, that inner string that keeps you together and aligned, and that is serenity. Then do the opposite spectrum. Imagine yourself getting what you want, like all the hysteria, the happiness, the celebration, the excitement, all that woo, going high up on the mountain and then coming back to life, and then again, go in and feel that inner sense of serenity that you have inside, because that's what keeps you alive. When you are okay with A, not getting it, and B, getting it, that's when you reach medium ground. That's where you reach pleasure, being present in all your five senses, and that is the moment you can go on about and get it. This is, in essence, the biggest thing that Taurus has to teach us. It doesn't matter if you are a Taurus on your birth chart. Everybody is every sign on the zodiac, in truth. Now, where Taurus is on your birth chart that is exactly where you learn about your boundaries. That's where you learn about your values, whether they be moral, ethical, physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual. That's where you perceive what you want, what you like, and you start to impose. Oh, hey, do you want to go and see this film, this dramatic film? And you say, sure. But in truth, you hate dramatic films. Then why are you saying yes? That's lack of boundaries. So that's the first step to defining yourself. Yeah, mate, I love you. You're one of my best friends, but dramatic films is really not my thing. So if it was an action film, I would go. But in this case, nay. And that's fine. Your friend cannot be offended by this. People cannot be offended by your boundaries. And boundaries are not fences. It's just saying, drama no, action yes. But if you want to go for the drama one, yeah, feel, enjoy, have fun. But maybe next time. That's for me. Is next Thursday good for you? Something like that. It is okay, and you should be setting these boundaries all the time. Taurus is the first feminine sign, and therefore is the first sign that teaches us to deal with our emotional self, our intuitive self, the energy that flows from above down under, right? The energy that we grasp, the intuition that we feel upon the things that we have to do, and then we act upon those emotions, and we act upon that intuition that, oh, I feel like today I should go on a walk on the beach or something like that. That is the feminine principle, to act upon intuition. The energy comes from above and goes down. And with that comes the first step of that is boundaries. Boundaries come by defining the values in your life. I value loyal people, or I value like humorous people, or I value serious people, or hardworking people, or I value like good wood, or I value like flamboyant materials around my house and paintings, or I value like really good quality fabrics. Clearly, I'm a Taurus rising to be saying all these stuff. I'm just describing a Taurus myself. But it's doing this exercise of understanding what you like that makes it easier for you to set your boundaries. And then one beautiful thing happens. When it's easy for you to set your boundaries, you learn that you are very confident with your person. You learn that it's very, very okay, and it's very fun and enjoyable to be yourself. Therefore, self-esteem knocks on your door. And this is just how you do it. Set your values, define your boundaries, apply them, and confidence just comes right after. That's the sense of Taurus. Taurus ultimately tells us about existing in our material plane, our body. Body needs 5 senses all at once to be in a pleasurable state, to be in a serene state. From that, he can understand that, oh, I prefer vanilla, not chocolate. I prefer this person, not that one. I prefer vacation here or that. I prefer this job or that. Applying those boundaries, and then ultimately leading to confidence, and then leading to your self-esteem. That's how you propel Taurus in your life. If you're enjoying the content so far and you feel this is the vibe for you, please subscribe down here and click the ringing bell to keep up to date with what's up with our beautiful skies. So when it comes to parts of the body, Taurus rules the neck. The neck, the thyroid, your voice, the larynx, the throat, the back of your neck, your collarbones, your trapezius muscle, your shoulders, all this that sustains our limbs, the area that leads with our communication, the flow towards our life, but also that connects the rest of our body with expressing oneself. Therefore, Taurus is the sign of the voice. Dealing with this chakra means that Taurus deals with the lies and the truths that exist in your life. When one leads a truthful life, when actually a person lives in truth and speaks the truth, you actually form a psychic ability of telepathy, whether it can be speaking to someone telepathically, speaking to someone from a distance, like the usual moment of, oh my god, I was just thinking about you and I was about to text you and you text me back. Taurus living in truth. So when we say lies, it doesn't mean that you have to be lying to other people. Sometimes it's lies that we tell ourselves. When we say that, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not capable for that, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not beautiful enough. Sometimes those are lies. We just don't perceive the truth in our eyes because we're such perfectionists with ourselves, right? But when we do live in that truth, when we do live in that existence of pleasure and admitting what we are, the truth of what we are, the authenticity of what we are, and setting those boundaries and saying no and saying the things that we actually want and propelling the person that inhabits us, you do lead a truthful life. That just connects what is below you, so your heart chakra, the creation, the creativity side of yourself, and the openness and the love that you have within. You communicate it and you reach the chakra of the vision. So truth is what it's the brink of it. It's the bridge in between your creation and the vision that you perceive towards mankind and everything else around you. So these are the epitomes and the foundations of speaking the truth. Is at what capacity are you actually speaking the truth to yourself? At what capacity are you actually leading a truthful life? At what capacity are you actually doing stuff that you enjoy, that are aligned with your values? One quick exercise that you could do is just form a list of emotions that you value. Form a list of mindsets that you value, like or attitudes that you value. Form a list of physical stuff that you like. I mean, if you prefer wood and metal, why is your house full of, that strange substance that IKEA uses? Why don't you do the shift over this? So if you do actually prefer to have true wood, and if you are a fan of secondhand, you do respect Mother Nature in that sense, oh my God, I want to buy stuff secondhand, I want to give new life to things that were used, then why are you buying things with credit and installments? Because you want new things to impress your friends? That is not living according to your truth. Your truth is secondhand. Your truth is wood. Then go on about it. Be okay. Find the okayness to express that attitude, to act upon those things that you want. So to summarize, why is Taurus the first feminine sign that teaches about boundaries, that leads us to understand our values, to leads us to understand what we are made of? Like, we look in the mirror and say, I'm such a nice person, or I am beautiful, I am so capable, I'm so joyous, I'm so humorous, I'm so serious, I'm so committed, I'm so loyal, all those things that you think you are, whether it be physical, mental, or emotional. Putting them on in your life, like through acting your true self, through being yourself, what does that lead to? Yes, it leads to confidence, it leads to self-esteem. But why? In order for you to create something, to materialize. Ultimately, Taurus leads you on this journey, this beautiful inner journey. Inner, because it's feminine, this inner journey of understanding what you want, how you want it, when you want it, to materialize something out of your own whims and your own creation. That is the invitation of Taurus into your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's really important to me to form a community and to teach the ancient, beautiful language of astrology. Have a beautiful week, and remember that you are golden.